Well, the head of the energy company under fire in Texas is now apologizing for forced blackouts in one of the worst power outages in U.S. history. More than 4 million Texans spent days without power and heat in the middle of frigid temperatures, and still, more than a week later, many are without clean drinking water.
Much of the blame has fallen on ERCOT, the board that manages about 90% of the state's electricity. And today, the head of ERCOT answered to lawmakers for the first time since all this happened. A NewsNation correspondent, Marky Martin, is live for us in Austin tonight with the very latest. Marky.
Marnie, there was a lot to digest today, and believe it or not, that joint hearing that started at 9 o'clock this morning is still ongoing behind us. We're going on hour 12 now, and it's been a long day. We heard from a wide array of key leaders in last week's Texas blackout, the Texas crisis that happened, everybody from meteorologists and energy providers to the ERCOT CEO who testified on the Senate floor. Texas legislators and top energy leaders convening on the House and Senate floors Thursday morning to comb through the technical and emotional details of the statewide crisis.
At least 32 Texans died in last week's event.
Who do we blame? People want us to blame somebody. We want to blame somebody, right? But what that really means is trying to get to the heart of what happened.
Testifying on the Senate floor was ERCOT CEO Bill Magnus. His agency controls the Texas power grid that all but collapsed last week.
We were solving problems, but I think we should have been talking more to people about what this was starting to look like.
Magnus reminding lawmakers that Texas was 4 minutes and 37 seconds away from total blackout. He said had he not ordered outages, much of the state would still be in the dark.
I feel a great deal of responsibility and remorse about the event, but I will we'll continue to investigate and be investigated, but I believe the operators on our team did everything they could have.
The CEO says at the height of the winter storm, almost half of Texas generation tripped offline due to freezing conditions. Demand soared while supply sank. In a televised address, Governor Abbott said tragic doesn't even begin to describe it.
Too many of you were shivering in your own homes. No power, no heat, no water.
We talked to local Austin resident Joshua Garcia, who wants answers, still in disbelief over what Texans endured.
Yes, we're Texas. Yes, everything is bigger here. Everything is better here, but apparently not the electricity and the power.
Over on the House floor, Texas-based energy executives admitting that the severity of the inbound inclement weather was grossly undercommunicated.
In this case, we sure underplayed it. We did not give people a fighting chance. We didn't say, here it comes, it's coming. We didn't say, it's a fait accompli. We are going to probably not have enough power for everybody. We're going to have rolling blackouts. We didn't say, you might want to go visit someone else or just get prepared, maybe? I thought it was a little too late.
This despite meteorological testimony claiming there were clear and early indicators that pointed to this being a historic event. And in regards to the winterization of infrastructure, ERCOT asserting that is not in their jurisdiction, but rather in the hands of those who own and operate the generating units.
Did we winterize the units? Yes, we did. Did we secure fuel supply? Yes, we did. Did we bring as much capacity as we could? Yes, we did. That was not enough. It was not enough.
And really the overall takeaway from today is there's no clear path on how to move forward. There are a lot more questions than there are answers at this point. One of the ideas that was floated today on the Senate floor was, does there need to be some sort of statewide notification system similar to an Amber Alert, right? Where everybody gets notified when a winter weather event is coming this way that's not just a cold snap, but an event that could be catastrophic like what we saw last week. And all parties that spoke today agreed that moving forward, transparency and communication do need to be finessed. Reporting live in Austin tonight, Marky Martin, NewsNation.